Girish. One second. Okay, once again, good afternoon to everyone. Myself, Shreya Moholkar from Department of Electrical Engineering. Welcomes you all for the session second of day second faculty development program on converting innovation into entrepreneurship and startup. So today we are having guest as Mr. Girish Sampath, program manager, Sperry Sober Center of Excellence. He will give talk on business model canvas and value proposition canvas. So before starting the talk or the session, just let's know some about Girish sir. So Girish sir is an engineering and management graduate with more than 8 years experience of having worked in very early stage social startups in the fields of eco-friendly construction and furniture and healthcare sectors. Through his 8 plus years career, Girish sir has had the unique privilege of working and learning from early stage startup founders on helping them translate their initial ideas to organizations that can scale. He has worked full time in 6 social organizations across his 10 plus years career span and volunteered from outside with many other social organizations on small assignments. Through his work, he has seen a full spectrum of geographies across India, both rural and urban, organizational culture and context, differing approaches and strategies employed by founders to build their organizations. He entered the social sector post his MBA through a youth leadership program India fellows and also got a chance in his early years to be part of prestigious Jagriti Yatra, a 15-day train journey across India with 400 other entrepreneurial youth with the objective to learn the philosophy of enterprise-led development. He brings with him a strong understanding of challenges faced in early stage startups, thrives in very resource-constrained startups, environments, and has a strong desire to make an impact in the lives of entrepreneurs. He is currently part of programs team as a SOBUS and working at our Soeri SOBUS Excellence Center. So such a great personality who we are having, which has worked for the entrepreneurs and will work for entrepreneurs in future also. So I request Girish sir to take charge of podium and start your talk. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So I just come down. So thank you for the wonderful introduction. Great to meet all of you. Uh, of course, we meet through our other programs, but this is a privilege to take up this session. So today, whatever time is there, basically we are going to look at the journey of converting an idea to a startup. Okay, and there are certain two key theoretical concepts that uh, typically one comes across while they are building their startup idea: the business model canvas and the value proposition canvas. We'll also touch upon that. We look at the framework for those two things. But I'm going to throw a lot of questions to make it a bit interactive. Yeah, gear yourself up for some questions. My first question, I'll start with just imagine for a moment that you are at a stage where you want to start something, okay? Start a business, okay? And obviously, first thing anyone asks you when you say I want to start something is, what do you want to do? क्या idea है? सब यही पूछते हैं. Now, I want to ask you, how to come up with ideas. मतलब अगर मैं ऐसे पोजीशन में हूँ कि मुझे कुछ बिजनेस शुरू करना है, स्टार्टअप करना है, be it a student or a middle-aged person, there's no age for startups. It can be at any stage of life, right? Like we also see people above 60, people start amazing things at that stage also. So be it a school student, a college student, a professor, or whatever stage they are in, right? But the process is similar. If you have to come up with ideas, how would you go about it? Like you want to start something, you want to start a business, but you don't have an idea. अब आप बताइए कि कैसे क्या हाउ वुड यू गो अबाउट कमिंग अप विद आइडियाज. Find the need and requirement of customers. How would you go about doing that? Perfect. So this is an amazing point. Like, look into your own life, right? And ask yourself, मेरे जिंदगी में क्या तकलीफें आ रही है, right? Think of your life from morning to night. क्या क्या problems, challenges, the potholes on the road, student time पे नहीं आ रहा है, कुछ भी. Think of any. A problem is a starting point for a business. तो आप अपने life में झांकिए from the morning till night. What are some of the problems that you come across? Not all problems can be converted to business, but problem is the starting point to think about any business. Now we'll take some example like uh, I like I'll give you an example from my college days. Like there was a good friend. He used to have a car. He used to drive down with his car to college. और एक दिन सडनली कुछ बच्चों ने उसके कार पे कंपास मार दिया. एंड उसे बहुत शौक था गाड़ियों का. चेन्नई का कॉलेज है, मैं चेन्नई से पढ़ा. तो बच्चों ने स्क्रैच मार दिया तो वो ही गॉट वेरी फ्लस्टर्ड. ठीक है, अब उसके कार में वो स्क्रैच पड़ गया, वो उसे हटाना है किससे. ही वांट्स टू get he's very passionate about cars. He wants his cars to be completely scratch free, clean, new looking. That was his passion. That was his own interest in a way. He went around trying to solve a problem. अब ये किसका problem था? His own problem, right? So oftentimes if you look at your own lives, कभी कभी होता है कि मुझे सुबह मैं जल्दी नहीं उठ पाता, या even when you're doing small things on the computer, you feel like अरे यार काश ये होता. That you never know how. Now that seed of that problem could be a problem for hundreds of other people. ठीक है, तो इनका जो एग्जांपल है इसमें, he went around for the next 2 months trying to figure out कि एक गाड़ी से स्क्रैच कैसे निकालते हैं, उसे नया कैसे बनाते हैं. And one thing led to the other. He went on researching. It took him 1 year to get that office car completely, and then he eventually started a car detailing company. तो car cares करके एक company है. Basically जो premium cars होते हैं, like the Audis, the Mercedes, the Maybachs, जो so people who have invested so much in such a car, they are willing to send it to a detailer. So his business is just that, like he details interior detailing of the cars. Even if it is 5 years old, you send it to him, all the scratches removed, all the exterior looking amazing, nice and clean. Okay, so but the seed started from his own life. So that is the first thing. If you have to come up with ideas for business, look into your own problems. Number one. Second, what are some other ways? एक तो आप like one is looking at your own problem, and if that problem is big enough, we'll come to how we go about coming up with the idea once we identify the problem. But first step is identifying the problem. So what are some of the other ways by which you can generate ideas?
Market survey.
Market survey. So market survey के कुछ like there are different ways by which one can go around doing a market survey. How would you, like, market survey is fine, but how would you actually do it on ground, like a market?
So we have to know our commodity.
You want to know
According to that commodity, we have to decide their need.
perfect. So a market survey could look like, with respect to your commodity, you go meet some wholesalers, or you go to a mall or a supermarket, or wherever your commodity is sort of relevant, right? So that is an amazing way to visit the market, visit the wholesalers, look at these products at other people who have bought, right? So that's an amazing way to generate new ideas. इसमें एक और concept है of something called import substitution, right? Uh, Import substitution is also a great way of generating business ideas. Any idea what import substitution could mean? Basically, it's very simple. Huh?
Same concept. We look about the import and export, and whichever high in the cost, the things which are imported, we look for their alternatives.
Perfect. So exactly, like look at products that are coming. Let's say we are in Pandharpur. Look at products that are coming into Pandharpur. Uh, can it be made locally? Let's say export हो रहा है बाहर से, or let's say somewhere else, any region, it's being imported into the region. Can we look at cost-effective ways of making it locally? Uh, that is one, in a way, also a way of generating business ideas. Well. So yeah, look at your own problems, survey the market, which would be visits to malls, visits to supermarkets. Uh, Look at products that are coming from outside and see if it can be made locally. What are some of the other ways by which ideas can be generated? What? Sorry, I don't get it.
What actually
Import substitution is basically substituting whatever is being imported with your own product. Sometimes it could be a variation of it, sometimes it could be a cheaper version of it. But that is also a way by which you can think about, let's say, I don't know, like people here, think of some product that comes from outside.
quality also one of the factor related.
Yes, you can look at that product, improve the quality. इसमें एक और चीज आता है कि you can one is your own problems, right? Second is other people's experiences. So when existing products के customers complain करते रहते हैं, right? When they keep complaining, it is an amazing insight for a new business idea. I'll give you an example of Zomato, like Deepinder Goyal, who is the founder of Zomato, how it first started, I think around 2009 or 10. He was working at an MNC company in Gurgaon, and every day at 8:30, there used to be one menu card kept in the company for employees to order food, right? So he used to see that at 8:30, the entire company is sort of congregating on that one menu card. Okay, and that menu card जब 10 लोग होते हैं, एक दूसरे को देता है, एक तीसरे को देता है, and would not find it at all. So this is a simple insight. मतलब आप हो, you're seeing problems and people are talking about it कि अरे दे दे यार, where is the menu card, मुझे नहीं मिल रहा है, and everyone is and it's being repeated. तो जब भी हम प्रॉब्लम सुनते हैं, थोड़ा बारीकी से तो समझें तो it could be a big business idea. So he saw this as a huge opportunity. He basically scanned the menu card and put it on the company server. मतलब he created a port, basically with a link people could see the menu card. And the first day he did it, apparently the 90% of the company's traffic, internal traffic, was kind of coming to that link at night. At that time, specific time, जब खाना चाहिए होता था. So that is how Zomato started, right? But with that insight. So when you are keenly observing क्या हो रहा है, how what kind of problems people are talking about, तो उसमें those are great. It's a great goal for new business ideas, right? So customer reviews, when customers regularly खराब reviews देते हैं and they're not satisfied, is again a great opportunity for like a new business, right? What are some other ways by which one can generate business ideas?
You have to look after on demand side and supply side of the market.
Supply side, brilliant point. Like sometimes it is क्या क्या resources हैं हमारे पास, ठीक है? Like maybe I don't know, just जैसे पंढरपुर में कुछ सिसल फाइबर है फॉर एग्जांपल, आई डोंट नो, मतलब आई सॉ इट इन कॉलेज तो मैं बोल रहा हूँ, बट इफ दैट रिसोर्स इज अवेलेबल लोकली और कहीं नहीं अवेलेबल है, तो अगर उस रिसोर्स का कुछ प्रोडक्ट बनाया जाए तो यूनिक, और इट हैज टू बी मैच टू डिमांड इवेंचुअली, बट looking at your resources, natural resources हो गए, it could be resources with respect to land, मतलब any person, sometimes it is a certain skill, वो भी एक resource होता है, कि जैसे बनारस में वो बनारसी साड़ी बनाने का स्किल है, वो और कहीं नहीं है, इसलिए वो बनारसी सिल्क करके जीआई टैग हुआ है। तो समटाइम्स सर्टेन रीजन्स हैव स्किल्स, लोगों के पास स्किल होता है जिससे वो एक यू कैन थिंक अबाउट इस स्किल के साथ व्हाट बिजनेस कैन बी क्रिएट, राइट? सो स्कैनिंग द नेचुरल रिसोर्सेज, द क्रॉप्स, द प्लांट्स, स्कैनिंग द स्किल्स दैट आर अवेलेबल लोकली, तो वो हो गया सप्लाई साइड पूरा। सो लुकिंग एट दोस, वन कुड अराइव एट पॉसिबल बिजनेस आइडियाज की, क्योंकि ये सपोजिंग जैसे in one of my previous projects, we used to make furniture out of a weed called lantana camara. Scientific name है, एक weed है, वो यहाँ भी होता है हर जगह, but वो forest में बहुत ज्यादा हो, that is a forest area, तो उसका furniture बनाते थे। अब उसका USP ये है कि एक weed से बना है, एक natural substance से बना है, एक environmental impact है उसका, तो it's tough to replicate क्योंकि वो resource बस वही मिलता है। So that is another way of looking at what possible ways by which you can generate business idea. Any other ways by which we can generate business ideas? Trading as a business idea good, like sometimes price कम है एक जगह में, price ज्यादा है दूसरे जगह में, so we look at trading. Brilliant, that's a great business idea. During my college days, हमारा एक annual, we used to have this one day where we used to just go out and with a capital of 700 rupees, we have to do business for that entire day. तो उसमें I remember we used this idea, the trading idea. हमारे कॉलेज में we used to get very subsidized food, जो बाहर मार्केट से कई ज्यादा कम, तो because थोड़ा it used to be government sponsored, so for just that activity we took that and we sold it outside, ठीक है? तो of course uh, sometimes it's not sustainable purely trading on cost uh, as we proceed, but it's also a way to generate a business idea, definitely. Okay. Any other ways by which we can generate business ideas? Selling of skills, yes. Look at what skills you have, and one can do certain services. The skills have to be matched to the demand, to the market in some way or the other. But yeah, that's another way of. Any other ways by which new business ideas can be generated?
Culture of any
Huh?
culture.
If you could explain it a bit more. Because of the culture, certain demand comes in. Yes. So if you one way to look at is definitely look at what people are buying in your region. That itself will start sparking ideas. But one very important uh, uh, like method for generating business ideas is just talking to different stakeholders, right? Nothing like just and observing and thinking about what pain point they have in their life. For a like for a woman staying in a village, pain points are different versus अगर हम एक security guard से बात करेंगे, India has lakhs of security guards. Imagine someone is solving a problem for a security guard. His life is different. Like सुबह से रात तक बैठना है एक जगह पे. So he or she also has certain needs. So one can design based on that segment also. So think about different stakeholders, different segments. Think of their life, their pain points. Sometimes small problems, teachers, for example, teachers of academic institutions. Uh, when you go out, like कभी lunch कर रहे हैं, चाय पी रहे हैं, तो जब लोग criticize करते हैं या कोई problem share करते हैं, those are sometimes there could be amazing business ideas there. It could be a problem for teachers across the globe, right? India भी नहीं बोलूँगा, across the globe बोलूँगा. So number one is to be basically it's about problems. एक और चीज है when we say problems, एक तो हो गया B2C where we are talking of general public, general customers, but businesses के बहुत सारे problems होते हैं, right? Like that you get insights by talking to businesses, like entrepreneurs, business owners. कोई स्टील इंडस्ट्री में है तो बोलेगा अरे स्टील का सोर्सिंग इंडोनेशिया से बंद हो गया है, उसका प्राइसिंग ज्यादा हो गया है. अगर आप किसी someone is in the film business, जो प्रोडक्शन कंपनीज हैं उनके अलग अलग रिक्वायरमेंट्स हैं. सो बेसिकली द पॉइंट बीइंग, इफ यू वांट टू अंडरस्टैंड प्रॉब्लम्स ऑफ बिजनेसेस, we have to talk to business owners, and that will be a good sort of insight for. Any other ways by which business ideas can be generated? आपने क्रिकेट में यू सीन दो स्टंप्स जो लाइट जलता है, जैसे टच किया था. कैन एनीवन गेस व्हाट वुड बी द प्राइस ऑफ द स्टंप्स? जो क्रिकेट में स्टंप्स होते हैं जिसमें वो लाइट जलता है जैसे बॉल लगा विकेट में, आप गेस करो क्या प्राइस होगा? हाँ, 80? It is actually 40 lakh rupees wherever you buy it. Just 3 स्टंप है वुडन और वो लाइट है, but it is 40 lakh rupees the price. You know the reason why? You can guess why. Do you think it is intuitive कि एक स्टंप है, मतलब आपने देखा होगा बच्चे 3 स्टंप लगा के खेलते हैं, उसमें अगर लाइट लग जाए तो वो सडनली 40 लाख रुपीस हो जाता है. आपको एनी लाइक you know why like it is this much? The reason is basically the patent for that technology is held by a company, and they almost have 80-85% across countries they filed patents, and unless someone वो कुछ 1/9 of a second में वो वेल उठता है, वो लाइट जलता है, till someone figures out a way to do it lesser than that, that patent will always hold. So purely because of that reason, it is that expensive, right? It's very smart patenting. So एक और way by which ideas can be generated is patent search. Like one could look at the database and come up with कहाँ gaps हैं, identify some business ideas from there. Right? So these are some of the ways by which ideas can be generated. So this is the first step. अब once like एक idea generate हो गया, what would be the next step? Imagine if you were to proceed on that path कि अब मैं इसे business में convert करना चाहता हूँ, तो what would be the next step to once like some idea is generated, what would be the next step? Any thought? Like what would be the next step after generating ideas? Define the problem statement. Wonderful. So to crystallize that problem which you think, it is just a hypothesis अभी आपके दिमाग में, it needs to be validated. मतलब is there someone who would be willing to pay for it? ये first of all किसका problem है? So there is a problem framing canvas also. I'm just going to Share to me. So think of your problem. First step is framing your problem. Right. So like, what is the context of that problem? When does that problem occur? What is the root cause of that problem? First of all, who has the problem? ये किसका problem है? Right? ये प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करने के लिए कस्टमर्स के पास क्या क्या ऑप्शन है, राइट? तो एंड व्हाट आर द ऑल्टरनेटिव्स, व्हाट आर द शॉर्टकमिंग्स इन दोस ऑल्टरनेटिव्स, राइट? So the idea is to go deeper into your problem, and there is a canvas by which you can use to crystallize that further. What would be the next step after, like, how does one go about validating कि ये idea चलेगा कि नहीं? Like, it's important, right? Like to know कि जो idea pursue कर रहे हैं business के लिए वो चलेगा कि नहीं, कैसे, how do people go about, any thoughts? Customer service, market analysis, talk to customers to figure out कि वो चलेगा कि नहीं, राइट? तो उसमें एक बात आती है, डिफाइनिंग योर वैल्यू प्रोपोजिशन. मतलब एक, देयर इज अ सेगमेंट, कस्टमर सेगमेंट हु हैज अ पर्टिकुलर प्रॉब्लम. वो प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करने के लिए आपका बिजनेस एक पर्टिकुलर वैल्यू प्रोवाइड करेगा उस प्रॉब्लम को सॉल्व करने के लिए, right? Which is what is called typically in business jargon value proposition, right? Ab to design your value proposition, also there is a canvas, a framework hai that can be used. See, and this is quite a good framework, which, I mean, pretty much like your business model canvas, everyone uses this value proposition canvas. इसमें on the right side, it talks about customer jobs. Okay. On the top, it talks about, because of the value that you are providing, what gains does the customer receive? And at the bottom, what pains does it solve for the customer? तो वो पूरा customer focused है कि customer के क्या, आपका जो product या service है customer को क्या करने में मदद करता है, उससे customer का क्या फायदा होता है, और उससे कस्टमर के की प्रॉब्लम्स क्या है, मतलब पेन्स क्या है, ठीक है? एंड इसमें आप अपना प्रोडक्ट और सर्विस लिखते हैं कि व्हाट आर द गेन क्रिएटर्स एंड व्हाट आर द पेन रिलीवर्स. So just to explain this a bit further, we can take up an example. आप IRCTC website, right? Think of 10-15 years before, जब शायद से IRCTC का website, like there used to be no web portal for railway ticket booking. So if you consider IRCTC as a service, what does it help the customer achieve? IRCTC से customer का क्या job होता है? That would come under customer jobs. Any thoughts on this? Like, because of the IRCTC जो website portal है, what jobs does it help people achieve? Ticket booking, catering. So, like food ordering on the train, it helps booking tickets. तो वो सब आपके customer jobs में आ जाएंगे, ठीक है? हाँ, travels and आप तो hotels भी book कर सकते हो IRCTC में, ठीक है? तो these are jobs that, तो for a customer अगर टिकट बुक करना है तो IRCTC पे जाते हैं, That is the job that service has to help the customer achieve. अब without IRCTC website, imagine कि IRCTC नहीं था, तो क्या what are think of life in those times, customer के क्या pains होते होंगे, think of it like just share some thoughts like what were some of the pains customers used to go through. Queues, the customer has to stand in long queues, it takes more time. शायद से एक दिन छुट्टी लेके जाना पड़ता होगा स्टेशन को, वहां क्यू में खड़े होने, तो वो सब आपके पेन्स में आ जाएंगे, ये सब पेन्स वो सॉल्व करता है, ठीक है। अब आईआरसीटीसी के वजह से क्या गेन्स मिलते हैं कस्टमर को, आप ये सोचो कि सर्विस आ गया है आईआरसीटीसी का, उससे क्या फायदा है कस्टमर का, फ्रैक्शन ऑफ अ सेकंड, तो जो 2 मिनट जो आधा दिन लगता था वो अब 2 मिनट में होता है, तो वो टाइम का गेन हो गया कस्टमर के लिए, ठीक है। और क्या फायदा है, लाइक ट्रैवल, ट्रैवल का टाइम कॉस्ट लेस एक्सपेंसिव, जो 2 रुपए या 3, आई डोंट नो व्हाट द कन्वीनियंस फी इज ऑनलाइन, बट इमेजिन समवन हैड टू फिजिकली एक ऑटो लेके या बस जा लेके स्टेशन जाके आधा दिन खड़े होके टिकट लेना पड़ता था, या कोई एजेंट को बुलाओ, एजेंट को 400-500 रुपए लेगा या पैसे, so those are the gains because of your service. So as an exercise, generally, when you are developing your value proposition, you have to think about what jobs are you helping your customer do? What are the customer's pains? उस सर्विस के वजह से कस्टमर का क्या फायदा होता है, गेन्स, और आपके हिसाब से विच आर द गेन क्रिएटर्स, मतलब हम जब प्रोडक्ट के फीचर्स के बारे में सोचते हैं, तो फॉर एग्जांपल मैंने बोला होटल्स, प्रॉब्ली द फर्स्ट टाइम जब आईआरसीटी से आया था, होटल्स ऑप्शन वाज नॉट देयर, राइट, तो दैट गेट्स एडेड ओवर टाइम, बट based on the gains, based on the pains, based on the jobs, we have to think हमारे प्रोडक्ट या सर्विस में ऐसे क्या फीचर्स हम इंक्लूड कर सकते हैं, राइट, एंड जिससे कस्टमर के गेन्स ज्यादा बढ़े, और पेन रिलीवर्स होते हैं, तो इसमें हैविंग अ पोर्टल टू बुक ऑनलाइन and the ability to get tickets is the most important feature उस IRCTC का, so that becomes a pain reliever, right? Imagine like अभी जैसे इंश्योरेंस मिल रहा है IRCTC में, you get travel insurance 15 रुपए का, initial research में if insurance was a need which customers had come, like if they had mentioned, तो you could also look at adding insurance, वो एक पेन रिलीवर हो जाता है, तो जब आप अपने प्रोडक्ट या सर्विस के बारे में सोचते हैं जो फीचर्स ऐड करेंगे, उसमें you have to pack pain relievers and gain creators, right, and eventually that would be the bundle of offerings जो आप कस्टमर को सर्व करेंगे, right, so this is a simple framework to develop the value proposition. ये एक एग्जांपल है, थोड़ा टेक्स्ट आई थिंक इज अ लिटिल blurred, but एक just as an example एक मील सब्सक्रिप्शन सर्विस है, मतलब it's an online service where I can book regular meals like on a weekly basis, कि मुझे हफ्ते के 5 दिन मुझे लंच चाहिए, what this is the idea, right, कि as a meal subscription service, अब आप सोचिए what are the customer jobs in this case, मतलब मेन जो कस्टमर जॉब है, what does your product or service help the customer achieve, इसमें if you can share what are the customer jobs. Catering, बट मेन क्या है, व्हाट इज द मेन, मतलब अगर आप केटरिंग का बिजनेस शुरू कर रहे हैं तो आप कस्टमर को क्या मेन जॉब हेल्प कर रहे हैं उन्हें उन्हें अचीव करने के लिए? खाना, लाइक बेसिकली कस्टमर को खाना है, राइट? सो दैट इज इन अ वे द प्राइमरी जॉब that you are helping achieve via your service, right? So those would all be listed under customer job. So इसमें क्या है, get meals early and at an affordable price, मतलब टाइम पे खाना आए, करेक्ट प्राइस पे आए, तो वो एक मेन जॉब है जो आपके सर्विस को करना है। अब इसमें ये कस्टमर के क्या पेन्स हैं, लाइक व्हिच यू वांट टू टारगेट वाया, व्हाट आर सम ऑफ द पेन्स इन दिस केस? क्वालिटी ऑफ फूड, फास्ट फूड इज अनहेल्दी, मतलब अगर वो नहीं मिला तो माइट हैव टू गो फॉर फास्ट फूड, मील्स आर एक्सपेंसिव, एक अनहेल्दी लाइफस्टाइल हो जाता है जब आप बाहर खा रहे हैं। सो यू गेटिंग, हमारा ऑफरिंग है होमली फूड, वेल कुक्ड फूड इन अ न्यूट्रिशियस फूड, पार्सल टू योर डोर स्टेप 5 days a week, ठीक है? तो ये आपके पेन्स हो गए। अब इस सर्विस के वजह से कस्टमर का क्या फायदा होता है? हेल्दी, मे बी द कस्टमर इज हेल्दी, तो वो गेन हो गया। तो अब आप जब आप आपका प्रोडक्ट और सर्विस सोच रहे हैं, यू हैव टू थिंक ऑफ व्हाट आर द पेन रिलीवर्स। पेन रिलीवर क्या है? सस्ता मिलना चाहिए, ठीक है? गेन क्रिएटर क्या है? सोचो आप, अगर वो कोई वो जिम, समवन इज अ जिम पर्सन, एक्स्ट्रा प्रोटीन चाहिए डाइट में, तो वो इट बिकम्स अ गेन क्रिएटर, राइट? सो लुक एट वेज बाय व्हिच यू कैन क्रिएट gain creators, pain relievers, and overall, uh, uh, so if you have to build on this simple service, let's say you give the option to every customer to customize their food. अगर डायबिटिक हैं तो लो शुगर, अगर जिम जाते हैं तो हाई प्रोटीन, राइट? सो दैट वे यू कैन स्टार्ट विजुअलाइजिंग योर वैल्यू, राइट, which eventually forms the value proposition canvas, right? अब ये this is one more example, like we can just skip that. Next we can briefly talk about this business model canvas. इसका just theoretical we just cover, and I think ma'am has planned an activity around it. So I think you'll get a hands-on flavor of it. Basically, अब जो अभी हमने देखा वैल्यू प्रोपोजिशन, दैट रेस्ट इन दिस बॉक्स। तो अब अगर आप वैल्यू प्रोपोजिशन का एक्सरसाइज अच्छे से करेंगे तो यू विल बी एबल टू आंसर दिस बॉक्स वेरी वेल, ठीक है? तो यू विल अंडरस्टैंड कस्टमर के क्या कोर पेन्स हैं एंड व्हाट प्रॉब्लम यू आर सॉल्विंग, राइट? सो ये फर्स्ट, in a way, the first box on the business model canvas. Next you have market segments, मतलब which customers are you looking to target, right? And that will depend based on your idea. आप किसको टारगेट कर रहे हैं, so those would come under the market segments. Think of who are the primary customers for your product, from whom are we creating the value, okay? So on and so forth, right? Next है channels. This is so basically this ये business model का जो exercise है, it brings clarity to your idea, right? अब एक चाय की दुकान का एग्जांपल लेते हैं। एक चाय की दुकान का क्या वैल्यू प्रोपोजिशन है? लाइक व्हाट इज द कोर वैल्यू प्रोपोजिशन ऑफ अ टी शॉप? गुड क्वालिटी चाय, ठीक है, इज इन अ वे वन ऑफ द कोर वैल्यू प्रोपोजिशन ऑफ अ चाय। अब उसके कस्टमर सेगमेंट्स कौन है? Like what are the segments he is catering to, he or she is catering to? It could be based on the location. If it is located in a college, तो हमारा जो इधर canteen है, they serve faculty and students and visitors from outside. Those are his primary segments, right? To start a tea business, what do you need? एक चाय की दुकान शुरू करने के लिए what is required? How would you go about starting a tea business? Like if someone asks you, अगर आपको एक चाय का बिजनेस शुरू करना है, चाय की दुकान का, लोकेशन, there is चाय, there is milk, आपका गैस रहेगा, तो ये बोलते हैं सेट बिजनेस मॉडल. Like typically, if you want to start certain businesses, ये सदियों से यही मॉडल है इसका. But when we talk of new innovative like ideas, one doesn't know पैसा कैसे कमाएं उससे. जितना इजी है अभी बताना कि एक चाय शॉप कैसे शुरू करते हैं, it becomes very complicated in newer and newer ideas. That's why business model brings clarity to that, right? अभी बच्चे, if we do this exercise with students, like if they talk about their ideas, many of them will not know. I mean, it will be very hard to decide the business model, right? वो it has to be tested out. It उतना clarity नहीं रहेगा कि पैसा कैसे आएगा, right? And we can take so many examples आजकल के जमाने में. Like let's say I start a community platform for students from across institutions to collaborate on projects. ये मेरा idea है कि students एक student network, student community हो projects के लिए. अब बताइए इसमें डाउट आ जाता है, right? It's not straightforward. One could say charge the students. One could say probably there could be some industry sponsors, right? But as for especially new ideas, the business model is not very fixed, right? It's very it takes time to figure out the business model. तभी startups के terminology में we always say you have to discover your business model. So this exercise happens regularly at every stage. Uh, Startups start with certain business model. But when we say business model, वो jargon जब भी use होता है, it essentially means this कि कौन customers हैं, आपका value proposition क्या है, what are the activities that you need to do to deliver the value to your customers, क्या channels रहेंगे to reach the customer. यहाँ चाय की दुकान में it's a physical relationship with the customer. Customer comes physically to the store. But certain businesses would require online, would require working through distributors. So channels is basically आप कैसे पहुंचेंगे अपने customers को, right? And revenue streams. How will you make revenue? Revenue model क्या है? कहाँ से पैसा आएगा? Sometimes many businesses have 2-3 revenue streams, right? So important to so what sort of a model? Sometimes subscription fee रहेगा, licensing रहेगा, all those things. It depends from idea to idea. And then what are your costs? Who are the key partners for? So ये business model का framework है, which is to think of any new idea, put it into this business model, and it will bring great clarity. So this is what essentially means. When they say कि अभी मेरा business model set नहीं हुआ है, मतलब clarity hasn't come in. Who are we serving? Sometimes ये भी clarity नहीं होता है कि हमारा segment कौन है, right? So that's why the world of startups is a little fuzzy, right? So it's not as straightforward as just starting a tea shop or let's say आप कोई हेयर ड्रेसिंग सलून खोल रहे हैं, वो एज ओल्ड बिजनेस मॉडल है. एक स्टोर रहेगा, सीट्स रहेंगे, कस्टमर्स, थोड़ा एडवर्टाइजिंग होगा, कस्टमर्स आएंगे, दे विल सिट, दे विल get their hair cut, and then they'll be charged a fee and they will leave, right? So, but when it comes to newer startup ideas, the business model is a little fuzzy. So this has to be constantly tested and figured out as they say no business plan survives. मतलब पेपर पे बहुत प्लानिंग हो जाती है बट जब एक्चुअली इम्प्लीमेंटेशन की बात आती है तो जो बिजनेस प्लान बनता है वो it hardly survives. So it has to be constantly iterated upon. So this is just a, I think this is the last slide. I stopped with this 3:30 हो गया. Basically, this gives you an idea of business model canvas for Netflix, for example. Netflix, everyone is aware of Netflix, right? So Netflix का core value proposition क्या है? On demand movies and TV shows, ठीक है? पहले जो लोगों को थिएटर में जाके मूवीज देखना पड़ता था, अब घर बैठे टीवी पे स्ट्रीम करके या लैपटॉप पे स्ट्रीम करके या मोबाइल पे स्ट्रीम करके यू कैन वॉच सक्सेसफुल शोज, राइट? उनका कस्टमर सेगमेंट क्या है? जो टीवी देखते हैं, जो इंटरनेट यूज करते हैं. एनीवन हु यूजेस द इंटरनेट, एनीवन हु यूजेस टीवी इज अ पोटेंशियल कस्टमर सेगमेंट फॉर नेटफ्लिक्स. और उनका रेवेन्यू स्ट्रीम क्या है? Subscription from users per month, ठीक है? And then licensing shows like खुद के वो shows बनाते हैं which they license out also, which again like so key partners कौन है Netflix के? So movies and television studios. So Netflix has to work with production houses and get those movies onto their platform. तो वो उनके key partners में आ जाएंगे. So when someone is thinking about their idea, they have to think key partners कौन रहेंगे मेरे business में. Internet service provider and supposing if Netflix का idea had come in, let's say 20 years back, when internet wasn't very well evolved. So they don't have a business model, right? Like there's no way you can. Suddenly, if internet is not there, then their entire business model cracks down, right? So yeah, like think about some of the key resources that are required, key activities जो करने होंगे on a day-to-day basis. Day-to-day basis में Netflix में क्या होगा? It is basically to make sure that more and more content is coming on their platform. Movies ho, seasons ho, serials ho, shows ho, to sign up sometimes actors directly. They also go to production houses, get them on their platform, create content with them, and then distribution, getting more and more customers, making sure that the platform is seamless, watching experience is good. So ये सब core activities हो गए Netflix के, right? So yeah, and then you can think about what the primary costs of Netflix would be and all that. So yeah, basically, I mean, just to summarize, we covered how to generate ideas, and then once you get an idea, um, how do you frame your problem? Then how do you develop the value proposition, and then business model, right? So these are some of the early steps of converting an idea to a business. And I will end my talk here. And thank you everyone for patiently listening. Any questions we can take up last few minutes, else we can. Uh, so Lean Canvas is a slightly varied form of business model canvas. Uh, uh, it's in a way a trimmed down version of the business model canvas. There are one or two things which are not included in Lean canvas, which is there in the business model canvas. According to me, there's not that much of a difference. One could use either. Uh, so yeah, like Super. I think thank you everyone. Thank you for the opportunity. And any questions from the online participants? We can take it up. I think a few more minutes. Thank you everyone. Uh,
So it was very wonderful session, Girish sir. Thank you so much. We got many ideas about business models, business startup, how to convert our ideas into startups and businesses. And mostly it was most time thinking session. That's what we can say, that you gave us to think some time, and you got your answers by us or our side. So that was most interactive session that we didn't get bored. So I would like to thank you from both Department of Computer Science and Department of Electrical Engineer. So let's have a break of 15 minutes, and then we will start the next section, which will be the activity-based learning uh, by Head Electrical Department, Dr. Deepika Goyal Madam, and IIC President, Dr. Shri Sagar Madam. So it will sharp start at 3:45. I'm taking your consent. Okay, 20 minutes we will give. So we will start at 3:50 so that we can wind up earlier if we start at on time. So you can take break of 15 to 20 minutes. Thank you. Online participants also join after 20 minutes. Once we will have break.